All right. All right, Elizabeth, I guess just start with being in super regionals. You've seen different versions of this team before. Now you're headed to LSU to take them on. What are your impressions of the Tigers?
So yeah, we have had a couple of super regional matchups with LSU. It's always a good matchup. It's always a hard fought game. Obviously, we're 1-1 with them in super, so we know it's going to be a tough battle. But we've been preparing. I think we're prepared for this super regional. I'm sure they've been preparing as well. So I'm just excited to get out on the field and see how game one goes, see what the matchup is looking like on the field.
I guess, Elizabeth, how important has pitching and defense been for this team this year, and kind of be able to lead this team as the bats have come along?
Yeah, we're really lucky that we have such a strong pitching staff. Coach works so hard with our pitching staff. Our pitching staff is out there every day. Um, Defensively, we're right behind them, backing them up. On offensively, it helps when we do put up 2 or 3 runs to be able to hold teams to a shutout. But I think offensively, we have been on an incline, so it'll be nice to get in and get some pitchers some relief in the games, and see how we can come out of this super regional.
Elizabeth, you guys didn't finish the ACC tournament like you guys would have had. I mean, obviously we have regionals under our belt now, but has that been motivating for you guys, kind of not finishing that the way you wanted to heading into this kind of second half of the postseason?
Yeah, I would say that losing ACCs has been a strong motivator for us. Obviously, we weren't going to maintain this winning streak forever, but it is kind of heartbreaking to be the team to lose it. But I think we were just holding on to it so tight that, we kind of lost sight of the fun part of it, playing loose. So we're just kind of flipping that around, trying to have more fun, play loose, trust in the process and the work we put in. And it has been a lot of motivation for us coming into regionals and now super regionals.
ACCs and super regionals and regionals have a certain kind of intensity to them, but how do you explain to the players who haven't been there before just how much the intensity ramps up once you get to supers?
I think you don't explain it. You just tell the newbies and the freshmen, you say it's going to be a dog battle. Give it all you have every pitch. And until you've been there, you don't really understand what it's like. So you can do your best to tell everyone that it's going to be hectic, but until they feel it and until they experience it, they won't really know. I would say one thing we're good about is making sure that those feelings don't turn negative. It's more of an excitement, kind of nervous for everything going on rather than, something to lock us up.
Elizabeth, it looks like the ESPN is putting all your games on in prime time at 7:00. Do you guys notice that you're playing, going to be playing in front of a big audience, or do you just go out and play?
Yeah, I mean, Noles fans show up every weekend, so the big audience isn't really much of a factor, I would say. And anytime the Noles are playing is prime time to us, so we don't really worry about the game time. We just show up when coach tells us, and we put it out on the field as best as we can.
Any more questions for Elizabeth? All right, thank you, Elizabeth.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
See the, can I move this? A little bit. Good, got it. My opening statement would be, this is really cool. I got the bright lights, good lighting, good practice, quite cool. Yeah, so hi guys. Yeah, really excited to be here. Feels as if the team is in a good spot right now. Obviously the season has prepped us for this opportunity, and ready to get going.
I guess, Coach, if last year didn't happen, maybe this matchup wouldn't be quite as familiar. But I know at least on Florida State side, there's several players who went through those series. Is there a little more familiarity between these two teams than maybe there should have been?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talk about this all the time, but a regional is a regional for a reason. it's a region of the South here, and we're always going to probably be matched up someone in the SEC. So I appreciate this little rivalry that we've created, and it's always an honor to be competing to be one of the 8 teams in the country. So yes, familiar with each other. Really like the competition. I love the way that LSU plays. I love the way that we play. I like the history of the programs, and the games they've had together. It's going to be a dogfight, and I'm excited for that.
Coach, looking at the statistics, it seems like you guys have the advantage in pitching and defense, and they have the advantage in the lineup. Would you agree with that assessment?
I think they pitch pretty well. So I know that Beth does a great job with their pitchers. So I don't know on that side. I think that you think of Aaliyah and what she does in the outfield. So I think defensively, they're pretty sharp. They're pretty good in the circle. I think we're pretty evenly matched up. Maybe their power numbers might be a little bit more, but I think we're pretty evenly matched up.
Yeah, Coach Elizabeth, I asked her about falling in ACC sooner than you guys would have liked, and she said you guys really focused on having fun again, and that really showed during regionals. Have you seen kind of a different mindset with this team as this, I guess, second half of the postseason has begun?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves in the ACC season, and having won regular season in the tournament for so many years, it became an expectation. And the ultimate goal is national championship, Oklahoma City, and however you can get that at-large bid, you work all season to know what you are as a team. So yes, was it a bummer? You're not in a championship game, but I think our conference has done so great in developing and growing. And so, little hats off to the conference and getting better. And then on the other side, we had great talks after that. So sometimes losses are really good opportunities to talk about things in the program and the growth of the program, and really talk about what it's like to play with a target on your back. And, can you do that loosely? And can you be a freshman coming into a program with a target and not feel the pressure and just have fun? So really good growing talks after that series.
Is there something unique about the atmosphere of a super regional when you're playing at someone's place, 2 teams going at it for the right to make that College World Series?
Yeah. Fortunately, we've been at home, so this will be the first time that we're here playing here. So I'm sure this will be a pretty amazing place to play, and a lot of fan support for LSU. And I know that we got quite a few traveling our way too. So excited for that. But anytime you're playing to get to be one of the top 8 going to Oklahoma City, it is special. And it is pitch 1 to the very last pitch. And that's one thing that we know about LSU. They're not giving up till the very last pitch. So it's well earned. The opportunity, and there's 16 amazing teams playing in the country to be one of 8, and you just got to give your all.
Coach, you and Coach Tureen obviously are 2 of the most successful head coaches that handle the pitching staff. What do you see from Beth when you've gone up against her that makes her so successful at that?
Well, I think she does a really good job of not only teaching her pitchers how to execute pitches, but they're so calm in big moments. So I don't even know if you can tell a difference between a freshman and a senior, really. Like, she does a really good job with the mental game. She does a really good job of leadership. You can just see that they're prepared for those moments, and they just really do a great job of just executing pitch by pitch. And so I think there's something to skill sets, but I think there's something to mindset too. And she does a really good job of that with them.
She mentioned earlier today that you're the best communicator out there as a head coach. She says she wishes she could communicate like you can. She says that's a gift. What's your response to that? Is there something to that, on how your communication with players?
No, it's really funny. She told me that a couple years ago, and I never really thought about it, but I did graduate with a degree in communication. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know, but no, Beth is so down to earth and real and fun, and we've known each other for a long time, so I don't think there's much to it. Maybe, I think, which I appreciate in her, she's real, I'm real, maybe there's something to that, just being honest, and we both love our kids like they're our families, and so I think there's a lot of things we can relate to with each other, and so.
You've played each other so much. Do you go back to some of the matchups in the past in preparation for this regional to help you in preparation, or do you just focus on this year's team?
Yeah, you don't have to go back too much, because when you get to super regionals, those games and those pitches, they stick with you. Like, I know that changeup we threw to Landry where she hit the ball left center field. Like, I remember it like it was yesterday, you know? So it's like, you remember how your pitch calling was, you remember how they pitch called against you, you know what the players are. It's just etched in your mind because these are the moments you want to be in. So it's more about studying the current players. It's more about studying the current pitchers and trying to make sure that when you get here tomorrow, you can put your game plan together, and win, lose, or draw, you go back to the board and you look at it for game 2 and see what adjustments you need to make.
Coach, Catherine Sandercock is having a breakthrough season. Has she done anything different to have this success, or is it more just she's maturing and getting used to college competition?
Yeah, I think maturing was definitely a big part of it. I think that she did a really good job of putting time not only in the weight room, but her mental game too. And so, and then she also developed other pitches. You know, she developed a 2-seam drop ball and a rise ball. So she's got more weapons now than just being a drop ball to one side of the plate. And so, you know, I would say that's her and her dad over the COVID break. They spent so much time together, and she would send me some videos every now and then, but they were getting after it. She was getting after it. So she's been really driven. So yes, maturity, but maybe the hunger, you know, the competition and hunger to want to be the one in the circle has been the driving force for her.
You have the luxury of depth and versatility with the pitching staff. I mean, you could, in theory, start 3 different ladies in the circle if this series goes 3 games.
Yeah.
How do you decide, you know, maybe who starts first, and then how to kind of play it out after that?
Yeah, well, I definitely think, you know, you kind of look at the kids like Pleasance, you know, one of their kids that can swing it, or, you know, you look at their 2 top of the lineup, like how do you keep them off the bases with their speed? So you have the ability throughout the game. So you could start one pitcher and try to work stuff on the ground and bring in another pitcher to get stuff up in the air. Or you could say, I want to keep the speedsters off the base. So, you know, just try to do some matchups. But I think it's also too what the game gives us. And I think we've done a good job of starting Danielle, Kaylin, and Kat, and bringing in Danielle, Kaylin, and Kat. And so I think they're comfortable doing both with each other right now. And the defense is comfortable to that too. So we'll see what the game gives us. And then we have the opportunity to bring that out of the bullpen.
Did you maybe reach out to Mike Martin Sr. for some advice? He got a super regional win in Baton Rouge there in his last year, a couple of years ago, in a dramatic primetime matchup against LSU.
He sure did. I know. That's a pretty legendary place over there, and he's a pretty legendary person. So that was a pretty epic game to watch. I wasn't here, but I watched it on TV. And no, but you know what? They all do. Leonard, Hamilton, all of them, they reach out. They congratulate you. They're excited for you. I think everybody knows that, you know, you got different kinds of teams. And but the luck is always sent our way from Tallahassee. We really, really appreciate that.
Any more questions for Coach?
You guys are the best. Thank you. Have a good night.
Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Bye.
Coach, take care.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much.
You guys want a water, either of y'all?
I will take one.
It's a little hot in here, huh?
It says nice lights.
Right.